Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm you, and this is us looking at the talents for the Shaman. First up, we're looking at Elemental. So, let's get started. First, we have Path of Fire. Lava Burst deals 10% more damage and causes Flame Shock to spread from the target to a nearby enemy. Next, we have Earth Enrage. Your damaging spells incite the earth around you to come to your aid for 6 seconds, repeatedly dealing fire damage to your most recently attacked target. And third, we have Totem Mastery. Summons 4 totems that incite your combat capabilities for 2 minutes. First is your Resonance Totem. Generates 1 Maelstrom every 1 second. Storm Totem, which increases the chance for Lightning Bolt to trigger Elemental Overload by 10 seconds. Third is Ember Totem, increases Flame Shock damage over time by 20%. Tailwind Totem, which increases your haste by 2%. Next we have the level 30 row. First we have Gust of Wind. A gust of wind hurls you forward. Next to that, we have Ancestral Guidance. For the next 10 seconds, 20% of your damage and healing is converted to healing on up to 3 nearby injured party or raid members. And third, we have Wind Rush Totem. Summons a totem at the target location for 15 seconds, continually granting all allies who pass within 10 yards 60% increased movement speed for 5 seconds. In the next row, we have Lightning Surge Totem. Summons a totem at the target location that gathers electrical energy from the surrounding air, then explodes after 2 seconds to stun all enemies within 8 yards for 5 seconds. Earth Grab Totem summons a totem at the target location for 20 seconds. The totem pulses every 2 seconds, rooting all enemies within 10 yards for 15 seconds. Enemies previously rooted by the totem instead suffer 50% movement speed reduction. And then we have Voodoo Totem. Summons a totem at the target destination for 10 seconds. The totem hexes all enemies within 8 yards into frogs which are incapacitated and unable to attack or cast spells. In our level 60 talent area, we have Elemental Blast. Harnesses the raw power of elements, dealing elemental damage and increasing your critical strike, haste, or mastery by 184 for 10 seconds. Next, we have Ancestral Swiftness. Increases haste by 10% and attack speed by 10%. And third, we have Echo of the Elements. Lava Burst now has 2 charges. Other effects that reset its remaining cooldown will instead grant 1 charge. In our level 75 talent pool, we have Elemental Fusion. Flame Shock has a 5% increased chance to trigger Lava Surge. Next to that, we have Primal Elementalist. Your Earth, Fire, and Storm Elementals are drawn from Primal Elementals, 80% more powerful than regular Elementals, with additional abilities, and you gain direct control over them. Magnitude. When an enemy with your Flame Shock takes damage from Earthquake, gouts of magma will erupt at their feet, dealing additional damage. In our level 90 talent pool, we have Lightning Rod. Your damaging spells have a 10% chance to make your target a lightning rod. When your nature spells damage a lightning rod, they deal 20% additional damage to the triggered and to all enemies within 8 yards. Storm Elemental calls forth a greater storm elemental to hurl gusts of wind that damage the shaman's enemies and generate maelstrom for the shaman for 1 minute. Aftershock. Your shock spells refund 20% of all maelstrom spent on them. In the level 100 talent pool, we have Ascendance. Transform into a Flame Ascendant for 15 seconds, replacing Chain Lightning with Lava Beam, removing the cooldown on Lava Burst and increasing the damage of Lava Burst by an amount equal to your critical strike chance. Next to that, we have Ice Fury. Hurls frigid ice at the target, dealing frost damage and causing your next 4 frost shots to deal 400% increased damage. And third, we have Liquid Magma Totem. Summons a totem at the target location for 15 seconds that hurls liquid magma at random nearby target every 9 seconds, dealing fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards. And now we'll be looking at the talents for Enhancement. In our level 15 talent pool, we have Wind Song. Lashes your enemy for X amount of nature damage and enhances your weapons with wind, increasing your attack speed by 20% for 15 seconds. Next to that, we have Hot Hand. Melee attacks with Flame Tongue active also make your next Lava Lash cost no Maelstrom and deal 100% increased damage. And third, we have Boulder Fist. Replaces Rock Biter. Slams your target with the power of stone, dealing X amount of nature damage and enhancing your weapon for 10 seconds, increasing your critical strike chance by 10% and all damage you deal by 5. In our level 30 talent pool, we have Rainfall. Blankets the target area in healing rain, restoring X amount of health to up to 6 allies over 10 seconds. Storm Strike, Lava Lash, extend the duration of rainfall by 3 seconds up to a maximum of 30. Feral Lunge. Lunge at your enemy as a ghostly wolf, biting them to deal X amount of physical damage. In our level 45 talent pool, we have the same totems for crowd control. In our level 60 talent pool, we have Lightning Shield. Surround yourself with a shield of lightning for 1 hour, which has a chance to deal X amount of nature damage when you deal or take melee damage. And third, we have Sundering. Shatters the line of earth in front of you with your main hand weapon, causing X amount of physical damage and knocking enemies to the side. In our level 75 talent pool, we have Tempest. Stormbringer now affects the next 2 Storm Strikes. Next to that, we have Overcharge. A lightning bolt now consumes up to 60% Maelstrom for up to 1,500% increased damage, but has an 8.0 second cooldown. And third, we have Landslide. Rockbiter now also enhances your weapon, increasing your attack power by 20% for 10 seconds. In our level 90 talent pool, we have Crashing Storm. Crash Lightning also electrifies the ground, leaving an electrical field behind, which damages enemies within it for X amount of nature damage over 6 seconds. Next to that, we have Hailstorm. Frostband now also enhances your weapon's damage, causing each of your weapon attacks to also deal X amount of frost damage. And third, we have Empowered Stormlash. Stormlash now spreads to 1 additional target and deals 30% additional damage. In our level 100 talent pool, we have Ascendance. Transforms into an Air Ascendant for 15 seconds, generating 4 Maelstrom per second and transforming your auto attacks and Storm Strike into wind attacks, which bypass armor and have a 30-yard range. Next to that, we have Fury of Air. Creates a vortex of wind 8 yards around you, dealing X amount damage every 1 second to enemies caught in the storm and slowing them for 30% for 3 seconds. Earthen Spike. Summons an earthen spike under an enemy, dealing X amount of physical damage and increasing physical and nature damage you deal to the target by 10% for 10 seconds. Now we'll be looking at the talents for Restoration. In our level 15 talent pool, we have Undilution. Every 3rd healing wave or healing surge you cast heals for an additional 50%. Next to that, we have Unleash Life. Unleash elemental force of life, healing a friendly target for X amount and increasing the effect of the Shaman's Neck Direct Heal by 30%. And third, we have Torrent. Increases the initial heal from Riptide by 50%. In our level 30 talent pool, we have Gust of Wind, which is same as all the other times. We have Graceful Spirit. reduces the cooldown of Spirit Walker's Grace by 60 seconds and increases your movement speed by 20% while it is active, and increases your movement speed in Ghost Wolf by an additional 10%. And third, we have Windrush Totem. That is the same for all other specs. In the level 45 talent pool, the totems here are also the same as the other two specs. In our level 60 talent pool, we have Crashing Waves. Tidal Waves increase the critical effect chance of Healing Surge by an additional 15% and reduces the cast time of Healing Waves by an additional 15%. Next to that, we have Ancestral Guidance. Pretty much the same in the other specs. Deluge. Chain Heal heals for an additional 20% on targets with your Healing Rain or affected by your Riptide. In our level 75 talent pool, we have Ancestral Protection Totem. Summon a totem at the target location for 30 seconds. All allies within 20 yards of the totem gain 10% increased health. If an ally dies, the totem will be consumed to allow them to reincarnate with 20% health and mana. Cannot reincarnate an ally who dies to massive damage. What constitutes as massive damage? Next to that, we have Earth Shield Totem. Summons a totem with 300,300 health at your feet for 15 seconds. 5,000 damage from each attack against allies within 10 yards of the totem is redirected to the totem. And third, Ancestral Vigor. Targets your heal with Healing Wave, Healing Surge, Chain Heal, or Riptide's initial heal gained by 10% increased health for 10 seconds. In our level 90 talent pool, we have Bottomless Depths. Resurgence always triggers when you heal a target below 60% health. Next to that, we have Cloudburst Totem. You summon a totem at your feet for 15 seconds that collects power from all your healing spells. When the totem expires or dies, the stored power is released, healing all injured allies within 40 yards and for 30% of all healing done while it was active, divided evenly among targets. Casting this spell a second time recalls the totem and releases the healing. And third, we have Echo the Elements. Riptide, Healing Stream Totem, and Lava Burst now have two charges, other effects that reset their remaining cooldown will instead grant one charge. In addition, when you cast Healing Wave, Healing Surge, Riptide, or Chain Heal, you have a 15% chance to generate a charge of Riptide. And in the level 100 talent pool, we have Ascendance. Transform into a Water Ascendant for 15 seconds, causing all healing you deal to be duplicated and distributed evenly among nearby allies. Next to that, we have Wellspring. Creates a surge of water that flows forward, healing all friendly targets in a wide arc in front of you for X amount. And third, we have High Tide. Chain Heal bounces to one additional target, and its fall off for each bounce is reduced by half. Alright guys, thank you for watching this look at the Shaman Talents. If you want to look at the other talents for other classes, please click one of these videos that you see. So until next time, I will see you guys later.